All right, here we go. This thing's working. It's on. Okay. All right. Goodbye, 2024. Hello, 2025. I enjoy this time of the year because it's a good time to relax, spend time with the family, and reflect on the year. So 2024 was a lower productive year for me musically. Now, there's a big reason for that, and that's because I wanted to spend more time this past year focusing on my health and well-being, which I really feel like I accomplished. So starting back at the beginning of the year, musically, I had left probably the most successful metal band I'd ever been in, original metal band I'd ever been in, to sort of get away from that the whole aspect of music, to kind of go back to the cover band world, sort of influenced by my age, wanting to make some sort of money. As you know, playing original music, you don't make any money at all. And also kind of work on myself more for my health and fitness and my overall health, especially because I had some real struggles at the end of 2023, which I've mentioned before, especially, with my lower back. I've had some big issues with that. Gut health. I've had a stomach ulcer issue I've had to deal with. And I've really turned the page on that and really improved things. Now, the cover band thing was a lot of fun, and I left the group recently, and it was fun in itself, but, and it was great. Like, I got to jam a lot of old, 1980s, classic rock stuff, like the Guns N' Roses, Ozzy Osbourne, Iron Maiden, a lot of fun, shreddy stuff on guitar, which I really enjoyed, but I just found that as you get older, especially now, late 40s, I hate to say that, late 40s, it's harder to get people together, hard to commit, hard to get people jamming and stuff, and trying to book things. A couple of gigs the band had just fell through, just never ended up playing any gigs, which I never played a single gig in all of 2024. And that hadn't been part of my life, not playing gigs since 2017 when my wife and I had moved back to Calgary. I'd always been playing gigs, especially in my prior group that I was in. So that was kind of as I reflect on the year, wow, I never even played a gig. Not that I didn't enjoy the cover band. It was fun doing all that stuff, but I have a lot of aspirations musically. I want to accomplish things. So the big thing though was getting my health back on track at the same time, which especially my gut health, especially eating and health, it's really changed for me. A big thing, I cut coffee out and alcohol out the entire year, which I don't mind. It's actually helped me improve quite a bit in my diet, especially. And I don't miss getting drunk and all that kind of, stuff that always happens and hangovers and whatnot. I actually still enjoy beer, the non-alcoholic beer, which Heineken 0.0 has become my favorite beer when I want to socialize and hang out and still feel like I'm part of what's going on, but not be drinking. But, especially drinking Gatorade, water, tea. Tea's been my thing to go to. Herbal teas and green tea has sort of been the replacement for coffee, for example. Because for 30-something years since high school, I always drank coffee every single day. So that was a big change in my diet. Now, for health stuff, a big improvement for me has been my exercise routines have changed. I've developed more working towards on flexibility, different strength training exercises. Meditation has been a big help for me as well, and improving in those aspects. And now at the end of 2024, I feel much better than I did at the end of 2023. So definitely huge improvement on things. So, but getting back, big reason why I want to improve my health is that for me to play music, especially going into, I hate to say 50s, I still got to be in very good health, very good, physical health, mental health, have a good diet. There's still a lot I want to accomplish, which is going to start more again in 2025. I'll get back to that in a bit. So I'll go back to a couple of highlights of the year. So this past year, a couple of big highlights is that, not talking about music, is that my family and I, my wife and I and our family, we went on a cruise. We went on an Alaskan cruise, so up the BC coast, up into Alaska, got to go to some cool places like Skagway and whatnot. And we really enjoyed the cruise so much that we're going to do another one in 2025. And this time we're going to hit Northern Europe, go up. I think it goes all the way up to Sweden or not Sweden, Finland or whatnot. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, so that was really cool. Good time for relaxation. I kind of make some priority now to relax, which I never used to do. I used to always be go, go, go. Still am somewhat, but I try to make an effort to relax when I can. So that was kind of fun. And then the other big thing for me is that I went to the Metallica weekend up in Edmonton. So big thanks to my buddy Carlos, who hooked me up with a ticket, and I got to hang out with him for the weekend and whatnot, and it was a lot of fun. The concert in itself over the 2 days, with a day off between. The day off, him and I got out and we went and explored a lot of music stores and went out looking for gear, which we didn't even find. I think he bought something, but I never really bought anything, and I was searching for some different stuff. So, but we got to see, the Pantera legacy, with Zakk Wylde and Charlie Benante, was awesome. They did a really good job of that. Got to see one of my favorite new artists, which is Wolfgang Van Halen and his Mammoth WVH band play live, which I've become a huge fan, especially the newest album, Mammoth 2, has been probably one of the most played albums I've had this past year. So I really enjoyed seeing them live. Five Finger Death Punch, I was really into that band like 10 years ago. So I had to catch up a little bit on their newer stuff, but they played really good live. Surprised they only had about a 50-minute set. I expected a full hour from them, which was interesting. And then, of course, Metallica. Well, what can you say? They're the living legends, right? And those that know, I used to play in a Metallica tribute band, so I know the music very well. And I grew up on Metallica. Right? Some of the first stuff I ever learned how to play on guitar was Metallica. So it was good to see them, that they can still keep going in their mid-60s now, I think. Early 60s, that they're still out there playing and just still rocking out the old stuff, which was really, really entertaining. So now as far as gear goes, this past year I only bought 2 guitars. One being the Schecter Sun Valley Super Shredder, which turned out to be a huge disappointment. So part of the reason why I had looked for that guitar and kind of scoped that out from other guitars is I wanted something that kind of looked the 80s part, kind of 80s throwback, but had some more modern appointments to it. But the guitar turned out to be a disappointment because, first of all, I had issues where the first time I went to change strings, I stripped the adjustment mechanism in the tremolo. I can't think of the saddle. It's stripped first time I went to use to change the strings, and it's a Floyd Rose special. And I hate specials, and I hate them even more now. And that was a big issue with that. Adjusting the neck, I have really had to adjust the neck on it a lot, even though it has that like truss rod heel adjustment, which was kind of cool. I had to adjust the neck a lot, which I didn't like. Most of my guitars I don't have to adjust very often. My USA Jacksons, rarely ever, which is nice. Kind of wonder with the woods that they picked and whatnot. And then the other annoying thing is that the volume pot went on it like within a month. I replaced it myself. I don't have time to drive all the way down to the South Calgary to where I got this for warranty or whatnot, but I was like, I'll just replace the volume pot myself. It was scratchy already after a month. Like, that was disappointing. So I sold the guitar. I got rid of it. And then the other guitar I picked up this year was an Ibanez Xyphos XPT 700, I believe. Which was, I was kind of looking for one of these guitars for a while. So part of the reason why I was looking for something specific is that I wanted a secondary backup guitar, something I would take out to play shows with instead of my Dixie, my Washburn Dixie for the Pantera tribute stuff. Now, unfortunately, the Xyphos just doesn't work. A couple of reasons is that the neck profile is much different. This is 24 3/4 inch. That one is 25.5 inch on the Ibanez. And it's just a different neck. The Wizard neck, completely different. This feeling, like this guitar doesn't have the V profile like a Dean does. It's got more like a Jackson neck, but even then feels very different than like from the Ibanez to this guitar with the scale length difference, and trying to do a lot of the Pantera stuff. It just felt way different. And the tremolos were different. Like, this is the Floyd Rose. The Ibanez has the Edge 2, I believe it has. And it's very different for working with, and it sits much lower into the body. So it doesn't work. Plus it has a very nasty neck dive to it. So I'm actually going to sell that guitar. I bought it a bit on impulse. But I don't have a use for that guitar really now. So I'm going to probably sell it. Actually, I've already put an ad out. It is for sale if anybody's interested in an Ibanez Xyphos, which is amazing. There's no scratches, there's no dents, no nothing. It's in amazing shape. So those are the two that I'm letting go. So the other big thing for me gear-wise this year is that I picked up and I've renewed my endorsement with Rev, and I picked up specifically the G50 head because there's certain things about this. I love my Generator 740 head, but this has much more capabilities for recording, especially directly into my audio interface, and as well as I want something new for when I go out on the road again, which I can't make that announcement yet. But anyway, so there's some plans for this setup. And I really love the sound of this amp. It sounds amazing, and I love how you can record with it. They're using different IRs and whatnot, so it's kind of really working out really how I expected. I love how you can customize it, and of course, red's my favorite color. No surprise. So I ended up getting this kind of coloring with the customization feature that you can select. So besides that, when I started 2024, actually New Year's Eve in 2024, I actually got this whole jam space together, partly to put a Pantera tribute together, and also, jam with my buddies and stuff. Unfortunately, the year's gotten busy. We had some jams down here, not as much as I wish we could have had, not consistent enough, just stuff happens, life happens, everybody's got jobs and stuff, but I'm hoping we can do some more jamming down here, whether it's the Pantera tribute stuff, but also rock stuff. I have a whole album's worth of rock solo material that just needs lyrics and vocals and some guitar solos here and there, that I need to finish. And I think this next year I'm probably going to finish it. Like my buddy Carlos and I, he's the drummer, of course. His drums are behind me there. I like to put cover him with a sheet just to keep the dust off of it. And he came down, jammed recently, and we're kind of having a whole idea for how we're going to approach some stuff, whether it's not even the Pantera stuff. So I'm really enjoying the feel down here, and hopefully we can jam some more and get some stuff kind of going in that aspect. But that's kind of like the secondary thing to what I've got planned coming down the road. There's going to be an announcement probably within the month. I know it's kind of delayed a little bit. And it's the first of two announcements. There's going to be another announcement for something else that I'm really looking forward to. Like everything's going to tie in together. The new amp, the other stuff that's going on. I'm really looking forward to it. So besides this stuff that I'm kind of staying tight-lipped a little bit about, there is some subtle hints if you can find them. There's some subtle hints here and there. But other than that, I've got some pickup swapping stuff to do involving the Jackson Rhodes and whatnot. So kind of working on that with the Fishman Fluence. I'm actually going to start probably working on that tonight. I've already pre-recorded some stuff before the swap, so I'm going to finish that up. So either way, 2025 is going to be a good year. I'm going to get back to some of what I used to be, in a way, at a healthier level. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. So expect maybe some more vlog stuff, some more pickup comparison stuff, and some more stuff that when the announcement comes out, you're going to see some really cool stuff coming down the wire. So, but anyway, till next time, shred on. Take care.